Islam, Islam, Islam. I trust all is well with you on this Sunday. Everything good with you. I trust that your cycle went smoothly. And when I say cycle, I'm meaning time wise, if you want to call it that. I hope that your cycle went well. So, Monday through today is Sunday. I hope you've had a grand, amazing day. Today, I want to come and talk about nationality, wealth, and origin. Nationality is always the order of the day, no matter what. So, today being Sunday, a good day to talk about this, to start your cycle off, to start your Monday off to a better time, a better day, a better energy. It helps. So, that today we are taught Islam. Let me start there. Islam to my people. Islam, I want to give honors to the prophet, give honors to the laws, give honors to each and every one of you here today. Giving honors to all the divine prophets for all the wonderful works that they have brought unto us. So, Islam, today we are talking about wealth, inheritance, and why nationality is always the order of the day. The problem: great wealth is coming to the people, and it truly is. But hear me clearly. If you are not in your corrected place, legally and spiritually, you cannot catch the blessings or the physical wealth that the Creator has laid out for you. A misnomer cannot inherit in a state. Islam. So today we're going to come out of the Circle 7, chapter 45, the divine origin of the Asiatic nation. Because nations got an S at the end. This is why the prophet said this is a universal message. So it should be taught universally around the world, to all four corners of this earth. This is why he brought it. So we would know how to teach it, and we would know ourselves first, so that we can know how to go out and teach these instructions or these lessons. Before we read the text, we have to understand the frequency of these words. My last slide was on the scroll of the words, and it was breaking down what certain words were saying, how we are so caught up in them and we don't even realize what it does to us, right? But before we read the text, we have to understand the frequencies of the word. So we're going to say the etymology breakdown of this all. And I want you guys to look them up, to dig in deeper, go down the rabbit hole if you must, right? But it would be best for you to see it for yourself, because we can come on these screens and tell you stuff and then you never go look for it. That's the same way they do in church. You just want to believe anything that's standing up there, and it sounds so good to the soul and to your spirit. Yet you didn't go do any type of homework to really see if this is for you, or is it speaking to me, or how can I apply this to my life? So that's why I wanted to break these words down first before we go into the chapter. So we're going to start with divine, and I'm going to let it sit for about 10 seconds. Divine. What does that mean to you? So divine, the root from the Latin divinus, of a god, and divus, of a deity. So deities in parentheses, of a god is in parentheses. The meaning: your status was not created by the pen of a man, a colonial government, or a corporate entity. Your status is divine because it is ordained by the Creator. Man-made labels can be erased, but a divine status is an internal inheritance. You're divine. So when I hear people don't even want to connect themselves to the history of who they truly are, and you're divine, wow, why not? It's amazing to be known as divine, ain't it? So our next word is origin. Origin. The root. From the Latin origo, in parentheses, a beginning, source, or birth. And oriri, to rise or become visible. So the meaning, this is about your true source. How can you claim an inheritance if you don't know your source? If your origin starts at a plantation or a bill of sale, your inheritance is slavery. But if your origin is tied to the beginning of civilization, your inheritance is the wealth of the earth. You must know where you rise from. The divine origin. The prophet was so intentional, even down to the titles of these instructions. And you should break them down so you can get the true meaning of what this instruction is trying to say to you. Our next word, Asiatic. Why are we Asiatics? We're going to get to that. Asiatic. And if you want to know how that's spelled, that's Asiatic. The root. From the ancient Akkadian word asu, meaning to go out, to rise, specifically the rising sun in the east. You know, you hear me say, return to the east is going within. Islam, when we're standing for our prayer, we turn to the east to go within. So, Asiatic, specifically the rising sun in the east. The meaning, the Asiatic is the original man and woman. And you see how it's telling you, because we just said origin. So now we're at Asiatic, and in the meaning of Asiatic is the original, the origin, man and woman. The people of the rising sun. You are the life force of the planet. The wealth of the planet was laid out for the original people of the sun, not the corporate fictions that came later. They came later. NationS, with a big S at the end. So it ain't just talking about you here. NationS, because this is universally. Universally means the whole planet. So NationS, the root. From the Latin natio, birth, breed, or a people, and nasi, to be born. The meaning, a nation is not a government building or a piece of paper. A nation is a bloodline. It is a family connected by birth. You are born into your nationality. It is your genetic and spiritual estate. You are born into your nationality. See, black, Negro, colored, and all these other labels were given to you to keep you disconnected from your divine origin of your nation. Islam. So when we put it all together, the divine origin of the Asiatic nations translates to the creator given source and birthright of the original people of the sun, who are bound together by blood and birth. You cannot inherit the wealth of the world if you are legally unalived. You must return to your divine origin. So let's get into this chapter, the divine origin of the Asiatic nations. This is divinely prepared by our noble prophet, Drew Ali. who brought us this message of love, to learn to love self, to find it in self. It's an inner knowing, it's an essence. It's not a physicality, it's not an emotion. To literally, truly learn to love you because you are divine. Islam, you are divine and nothing less. So, the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet, chapter 45, the divine origin of the Asiatic nations. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America. Now, you hear this right here, right? And it says nation. So, there's not an S at the end of this. Of North America need to learn to love instead of hate, and to know their higher self and lower self. So now I'm going to stop right here because the prophet came back in 1913 to 1929, 28. And he was saying the same thing that we deal with today, that the fallen sons and daughters of this part of America need to learn to love instead of hate. And we still ain't got it right. And to know of their higher self and their lower self. This is the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca for the teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans, etc. So that means earth, territory, country. I just told you, original people of the planet Earth. The key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nations, the Moorish, who were the ancient Moabites and the founders of the holy city of Mecca. The Egyptians. So now you're about to find out who these Asiatic nations are. The prophet was intentional, so you can't second guess it or don't know it. You will know it if you read it and study it. The Egyptians, they're Asiatic, who were the Hamites and of a direct descendant of Mizraim. The Arabians, the seed of Hagar, Japanese and Chinese. The Hindus of India, the descendants of the ancient Canaanites, Hittites, and Moabites from the land of Canaan. The Asiatic nations, so here we go, of North, South, and Central America. The islands, all of the islands, the Moorish Americans, and the Mexicans of North America. Brazilians, Argentinians, and Chileans in South America. Colombians, Nicaraguans, and the natives of San Salvador in Central America. etc. All of these are Muslims, because Muslim don't mean a religious base. Muslim is the makeup of who you are as the divine original. If you break down Muslim. So that's why he called us Muslims and not Muslims. The Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief protectors of the Islamic creed of Mecca. Beginning from Muhammad I, the founder of the uniting of Islam by the command of the great universal God Allah. It's always been order, y'all. No matter what, if it ends tomorrow, it's going to still be a form of order because the universe is going to make order. And if you can't follow in the divine order of the universe, it's just like as if the Bible says, we'll spit you up and spew you out. Keep thinking it's a game. And you find yourself on the other side of this thing. Definitely not with a nationality, but definitely still with a slave label that's going to keep you caught up in the system that you love so much. So That's the chapter on the divine origin of the Asiatic nations. So we're gonna go a little bit deeper into it. So I read this to you. So now I want to tell you the power of the appellation. Because chapter 45 breaks down the direct genealogy and true origin of the nations. Without a recognized national descent name, you are a ship without a rudder. You cannot claim an inheritance if you cannot officially prove who your fathers and mothers were. Your fathers and mothers. Because it's not just here. If you can only get this plane, oh, that's my mama over there, my daddy. But you don't know there's higher essences of who these mothers and fathers are that ties you back to where you originally come from. You got to trace it back further than your mama and daddy. Misnomers as a barrier to wealth. So they throw these misnomers: black, Negro, colored. What is going to be next? Who knows what the new name will be? Ethiopia. Ethiopia just means divided. It means a demarcation where they divided us from one another. So if you're in two pieces, that's how they called you African American. See, the division started with Ethiopia. And then when they got rid of black, Negro, color, they like African American. We can still give them two. They think they from two different places, so they can't trace their origin of who their mothers and fathers are. But masterminds can trace their self, thus they know. So the prophet left us instructions to become masterminds and trace ourselves, thus we know. Temporary labels or misnomers denotes a status of property or civil death in the eyes of commerce. You cannot inherit the wealth of the ancestors if you are operating under a label they never wore. So I know you guys see there's plenty of people out here speaking of the transfer of wealth. But of course, we've been speaking about it since 2020. If you've been paying attention, I know I have. I know my brother Christopher has, because we was the first ones to get in on the XRP. I have a cousin that's been doing it since she was 12. She's a mother of 9. And since we were little, she's been reading the stock market. So she's been one up on everybody, I promise you. And this is in Pueblo. Well, this was in Pueblo, Colorado. The first person I call when I see the stock market, I'm like, let me call my, because she gonna know. My XRP was bought at not even 19 cents a share. She said, you always get, she's telling me the game to do it this way. So how are you going to even learn how to operate? You don't know how to operate that. You don't even know how to operate your nationality. So then when the wealth does come, you won't be a part of the circle. You won't be a part of those that will get what's due to them, because it may come a question of, well, can you go back so many generations to say this? Because nowhere on these forms here do we have that it go traces back before we got here to any of these misnomer labels. So do you know who you were before this? Because when I went to put my title on my name, I specifically said it. They asked, why are you doing this? Because this was the name of my ancestors before slavery. So the label they wore was Moorish. Before slavery, before any 1492. The earth and the estate. This chapter is designed to reconnect you to the global family. Real wealth is tied to the land, and land is tied to national and indigenous standing. To receive the wealth, you must correct your standing on the earth. You should correct your standing on the earth. Because if we can't do that, then what? You gonna go to Mars and correct your status? You go to one of these other planets and correct your status? It's important to do that so you can get back what belongs to you. Not that you're asking for it, because there's no choice but to give it back. It was never theirs to begin with. So the power is no longer in those hands because masterminds have traced themselves back, thus they know. And the grip is loosened. If you look at the things that are going on, this is why nationality is so important. Because as the prophet taught us, this is all an illusion. That's why I don't put my face on the screen like that. Because people get caught up in illusions. They want to see what you got on, how you this, how you that. Are you dressed up? You got makeup on? It's no point in seeing that because it's all an illusion. This whole system has been an illusion to your mind because they've had everyone under a mind control. You think if they did a MK Naomi on the military and MK Ultra on the prisoners and mind control to the elders in the hospitals and you think they didn't do it to you too? Because they needed you to live in the illusion. That's why everything comes on TV. You ain't never been to the White House to visit no president. You ain't, what my bro say today? Have you ever walked outside and seen Obama? Have you ever walked outside and seen Donald Trump? Have you ever walked outside and seen Biden, Kamala Harris, or any of these people? You have not. So to you, they're just a character on TV, real talk. They're playing their parts. This is central casting at its finest. I'll drop you a jewel to let you even know that even Donald Trump's telling y'all this is a whole entire illusion. He sat up there the other night and said, yep, and just to let y'all know, I'm running for a 4th term. Nobody caught that because nobody listens. Because he's already telling you, this is a show. And y'all don't even realize it. Y'all been in a movie your whole life. And you've been playing the part so well. Because you truly don't know who you are. So you're going to continue to play this role for us. And as long as we give you these breadcrumbs, you're going to continue to come. We can push fear in you. The cilantro's bad. The strawberries are bad. The eggs are bad. The milk is bad. The meat is bad. The this. We're going to get 85% of the community that's going to cry and talk about they can't eat nothing and what they going to do and all of that. And then you got your 15% that's like, we've already been growing food. We've already been storing food. What is wrong with you people? You can grow the simplest thing. There's some crops that they don't even need your attention. Grow you some squash. Grow things that don't need you that if you don't have the time. Because everybody say they ain't got no time. But when the time comes and all this is blacked out, then you didn't have no time to make sure you were good. But you got up every day to make sure the company you worked for was open on time. You did all of that. And when this thing shut down, they won't think anything about you. That's why it's important to know your nation. Because as a nation, we operate different. So everyone must be in their designed places, as Dr. Kia Pruitt said, because it's the truth. And I said that before too. Everyone's going to have to go back home. Because the only way that you will be able to receive this transfer of wealth is if you're on your designated appellation. Where you origin from, where you originate from. Can you trace yourself back, Black, Negro, and colored, to anything beside that label? And when you trace yourself back to Africa, what do you find? If that's what you're tracing yourself back to. Because if you are, then that's where you need to be when the wealth transfer happens. You don't need to be here amongst the people of this land that the land belongs to. You don't need to be here. You need to be wherever it is you originate from. So just because you came here when you was 2, but your mom from Haiti and your dad from Jamaica, it's not going to work, sweetheart. You can't trace your origin to here. And masterminds can trace themselves, thus they know. Nobody needs to come tell a mastermind who they are. That's why you have 5%ers that are gods. And they know they gods. And ain't nobody got to tell them they know God. And they ain't trying to wake nobody up. And they ain't trying to convince nobody of nothing. They're living their life as a God because they know that they're the divine origin. Not a misnomer, not a label, but divine. And the divine origin of the Asiatic nations. So I have a little homework for those that will view this later, for those that are on here now. I'm going to challenge you to verify the truth for yourselves. I am giving you this truth, but it is not about me just handing you a receipt. That's why I don't come on the screen like that anymore and giving no receipt. How about do the due diligence of yourself to trace you back, to find yourself? That it ain't about nobody coming to give you nothing, because nobody's coming to save you. So as much as you want these people to give, they're not. Everybody's for themselves. Because if it was really about giving you anything, it wouldn't be so many, oh, we got this private, this private, that. It should be for the people at large. It shouldn't be something so hidden and gatekept from everyone. But it's all right, because Allah shows all. Allah shows all. So here's your homework. I want you to reference. The reference 1 is the Black's Law Dictionary, the 4th edition. It has to be out of the 4th edition. Look up the legal definitions of status, nationality, and capitis diminuto. I'm going to tell you how that's spelled. CAPITISDIMINUTIO. The diminishing of a person's legal status. That's exactly what that means. The diminishing of a person's legal status. Read for yourselves how participating in commerce without a nationality legally diminishes your capacity to hold true wealth. And to be honest, when you are doing this, so let's go here. How participating in commerce without a nationality is actually like trading with the enemy. It's a part of Trading with the Enemy Act. Go read the Trading with the Enemy. I'm just saying, everyone's been a part of it. The United States de facto government is who you were trading with. That was the enemy. Reference 2. A lot of people don't reference this. Some say, oh, this ain't that or this ain't that, but it still is a reference. Read it for yourself so you can uncover and unfold what is in there. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1787. Research the treaty between the United States. You hear me? That don't say America. That says the United States and Morocco. This proves that standing, commerce, and protection on this land have always been established through treaty and national recognition, not through the civil rights or temporary labels. I'm just saying. This is something they ain't lived up to, and when they ain't lived up to nothing, that's why they know their time is up. They never lived up to any treaty that they did with anybody, whether it was word of mouth, whether it was written on a piece of paper. Because as Garvey told us, the pen is mightier than the sword, but the tongue is mightier than them both. And the pen was their power to write you out. It said that there. The misnomers and labels, they used the pen to do that on you. An illusion. Who can write you out when you're original? Nobody. Reference 3. I want you to research the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. It's called the UNDRIP, United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. And look at Article 6. It plainly states that every indigenous individual has the right to a nationality. You can even look at the rights of a child in every state. There's a constitution, or as if you would say it, I would give it that it's the rights of a child. In every state has them. And guess what's on there? The right of a child, the right to a nationality. So why would this with Article 6 say that every indigenous individual has the right to a nationality? But the best part about us Moors, righteous Moors, if that's what you want to call it, we not only have a nationality, we have a divine creed to go along with our nationality. So as much as people want to proclaim their nationality, put this in, but the divine creed got to be there with it. Because you need to know how to govern thyself. If you're not, you're going to be out here acting like banshees and porch monkeys all the time. So something has to align you to put you in a space to govern yourself accordingly. We must, because we truly act like we don't know what that means to govern ourselves accordingly. This shows you that correcting your status is recognized, protected, international standard, because everyone has a nationality. Everybody got a nationality, but everybody ain't got no divine creed. Everybody don't have no divine creed. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Asians, Chinese come from China, Japanese come from Japan, Mexicans that say Mexico, Puerto Ricans that say Puerto Rico. And they can go into those names and trace themselves back, but not through no misnomer. It's going to keep ending you at the same place. You was a slave. You was a slave. You was a slave. And that's what it will end you up to. So the prophet did, when he brought certain literature, laws to us, he even told us, and I'm going to come out of this one. Where is the other part? Hold on. Because my stuff be, boy, I be studying this stuff, just be falling apart. I want to say here, okay. I'm looking for what I want to say. Okay, so this is one way, another homework assignment you could do too. Because the prophets gave us this in a divine warning by the prophet for the nations. See, he's always going to put an S at the end when he needs to speak to all of us. He says, you who doubt whether I, the prophet, and my principles are right for the redemption of my people, go to those that know law in City Hall and among the officials in your government and ask them under an intelligent tone, and they will be glad to render you a favorable reply. So when you go in you all mad and yelling at they ain't about to give you no information. I'm looking at you like, yep, see, we know they're not the ones. He didn't send them. Them is still stuck in Negro, black, and colored mentality, because look at the way they're acting. You go asking an intelligent tone to these people. Not a dismissive tone, not a disrespectful tone, but in an intelligent tone. And they're going to be happy to render you a favorable reply. For they are glad to see me bring you out of the darkness and into the light. Money doesn't make the man. It is free national standards. Free national standards and my thing is all over the place. Where you at? Free national standards and oh, man, my stuff is all over the place. Well, anyway, free national standards. Money don't make no man. As much as people think the money made you. Oh, because look what I got. Look what I got. Money don't make no man. If you ain't got no free national standards, no kind of way to, I would say free national standards, no kind of, I don't want to call it religion because people are getting so sensitive about that word. But in all reality, the realignment is your religion. Do you know how to realign yourself back to the source? To source. Because that's really what religion is. Realign is in there. Realign, however you would want to put it. But it's there. Okay, so money does not make a man. It is free national standards and power that makes a man and a nation. The wealth of all national governments, gold and silver, and commerce belong to the citizens alone, and without your national citizenship by names and principles, you have no true wealth. And I am hereby calling on all true citizens that stand for a national free government and the enforcement of the Constitution to help me in my great missionary work. Because I need all support from all true American citizens of the United States of America. Help me to save my people who have fallen from the constitutional laws of government. I am depending on your support to get them back to the constitutional fold again, that they will learn to love instead of hate and will live according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, supporting our free national constitution of the United States of America. I love my people and I desire their unity and mind back to their own free national and divine standards because day by day they have been violating the national and constitutional laws of their government. I just told you y'all been trading with the enemy. He says it right here too. You've been violating the national and constitutional laws of the government by claiming names and principles that are unconstitutional. Names and principles, even your principles, are unconstitutional. They're not the law of the land. This is why when these Democrats, whatever you want to call them, came in and brought this in, y'all got too much freedom to do what you want to do. And that's the problem. That has been a major problem. So when he says that your principles and your names are unconstitutional, that's what it means. Because if Italians, Greeks, English, Chinese, Japanese, Turks, and Arabians are forced to proclaim their free national name, because, hey, you have to come over here and proclaim a nationality in order to become a citizen. Everybody had to do that. To proclaim their free national name and religion before the constitutional government of the United States of America. It is no more than right that the law should be enforced upon all other American citizens alike in all other governments. When a man is born and raised there and asks for his national descent name, if he fails to give it, he is misused, imprisoned, or exiled. So why so many of our brothers, brown and black, that's what you want to call them, why they in there? Due to the fact you've placed your trust. When they ask for your national descent name and you fail to give it, you're misused, imprisoned, or exiled because you place your trust upon issues and names that are neither a part or partial, that you are neither a part or partial of. Neither were they formed by your forefathers. Any group of people that fail to answer up to the constitutional standards of law by name and principles. Because to be a citizen of any government, so it don't matter where you go, if you decide you want to leave here, you still gonna have some rules to follow when you go where you going because of who you are. That ain't gonna mean nothing to them. They still got rules. You can't chew gum in Thailand. It's a felony. But you want to go to Thailand. I'm just saying, I learned that from give it a what do you call them? Airline flight attendant when I was doing Uber in Atlanta, and that's what she was. She was like, "Yeah, I'm on my way to Thailand. I had to make sure I got rid of my gum. It's actually illegal to chew gum over there." I said, "Oh, never knew. Don't get caught chewing no gum." So, any group of people that fail to answer up to the constitutional standards of law by name and principles, because to be a citizen of any government, you must claim your national descent name because they place their trust upon issues and names formed by their forefathers. The word Negro deludes in the Latin language. Latin. My name is Latin. So I know Latin was before some Spanish because my name is Latin. Language to the word nigger, same as the word color, deludes to anything that is painted, varnished, and dyed, and every nation must bear a national descent name of their forefathers, because honoring thy father and thy mothers, your days will be lengthened upon this earth. And it says fathers with an S and mothers, because Adam and Eve were the mothers and fathers. Let's go to that 101 so I can make sure I do it right. So in 57, just before we close out, who were Adam and Eve? And we know those are atoms, and we understand the Eve gene. They are the mothers and fathers of the human family. Asiatics and Muslims. So where did they go? When they got kicked out of the garden, where did they go? They went into Asia. They went into Asia. If they're the mothers and fathers of the Asiatic nations, yeah, when they got kicked out, they went into Asia. And what is the modern name given to their children? Asiatics. Nowhere biblically you find black, Negro, colored, African American, nowhere in none of those texts do you find it. We gotta trace ourselves back, thus we know, for those that are aware. Because awareness and being woke, as I said, two different things. You can be woke and still totally in a comatose, unconscious of everything. So now these people get ready to send their babies back to these schools again. We see that cracking now. Everybody, why are y'all still applying and then raising these children in this system so they can mind control them more? Because even when I was watching the oversight, it said, yeah, they're doing mind control on a lot of people and they're very unaware of it. Well, the first place is these schools. So while we put all this energy in this going back to school and giving back pay, we should be putting it into saying, hey, there's a building. We need to be teaching our children ourselves. We got enough smart people in the AKA black community that definitely, it don't take much. It don't take you to have to go get this, and that. I homeschool my children. I know many people that homeschool their children. So when people try to make it seem like this homeschool thing is so hard to do, and oh, we need funding, and oh, we know we don't. Find somebody that you got a house, don't you? You got a basement. My children's teacher turned her whole garage into a school. It was from the first grade to the fifth grade. And then when they left there, they went to her son's school, which was in a building, but her house was big enough. She was an elder. She didn't want no building. She got a house. She could do that. And when I tell you, all them children are excellent. So we just make too many excuses because we want to be lazy and depend on a system because we got to keep going to feed their system, to feed the demon by going to their jobs and doing all of this and paying the bills and doing this. And then you do the next thing. You just hand your child over to them and wondering why they keep building prisons, because they're waiting on you to keep having these babies. because they know black, Negro, and colored folks ain't gonna act right. So let's put these prisons up. Let's put them in there. Now they're narcissistic. Everybody wants to say this narcissist thing. Well, each and every one of us are. So that word gets thrown around so much, but no matter what, you ain't nothing but mirror imaging the next person. So you just as narcissistic as the next person is. We have to stop taking it off of us and want to blame everyone else when there be things going on with us because you're doing nothing but attracting you. I said it's all an illusion, y'all. All of this is an illusion. And everything that's an illusion will pass away. That's why this stuff is passing away. It's an illusion. It doesn't exist. It's only made up in your mind. You allowed it to become into a manifestation. But this is all in your mind. It's all in your head. Go do some headstands. Let some of that junk out of the top. Put your head in the ground. Upside down anyway. But for sure, that you got homework. You could go, and it's not homework for me, it's homework for you. It's for you to do the due diligence for yourself and who you are. That's not for anybody. That's not nobody else's. That's not their job. Because the information is out here. And you can do this stuff on your own. You don't need to go pay nobody $1,000 and $600 here and six. The prophet gave us the remedy. He gave us the recipe. When that's going on, that's just to go along, to get along, and people just trying to fleece you. And we were warned by that. You can't just keep fleecing the people. The prophet didn't charge for this. And once you really know who you are, you're able to navigate and know what it is you need to do to put in place for you. So get on your homework. It's for your studies. It's for your salvation. It's for your salvation. The Holy Quran of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Know yourself and your Father God Allah, that you may learn to love instead of hate. Every man needs to worship under his own vine and fig tree. The uniting of Asia. Islam, Islam, Islam. I hope y'all have a great rest of the Sunday. I just wanted to come on here to do this demonstration for Sunday, giving honors for Sundays, for Sunday school. And because I don't have a temple and not a part of a temple, this is the way I hold me. This is the way I'm able to have temple with me and have meetings for me. Because it's not enough collective minds. More people are trying to figure out how they can come up off of you, or why they're the ones in control. And that's mind control. Even these organizations and all that's to keep you under mind control, keep you under their control. So when I'm saying narcissistic, I mean all this stuff is narcissistic if you ask me, because everybody wants control of everyone else. That's narcissism. And then you want to gaslight. Look at what narcissism is and tell me that's not the state of the world. Forget an individual. The state of the world is narcissists. Enjoy your Sunday. Eat you something good. I've had my greens all day. My blue limeade I made today. So happy. The earth just feeds me so good. And my homemade guacamole that I made. So getting a lot of greens in today. You know, good old water with some chili jat. I don't think I'd be saying it right. But, you know, get into the mode of that. Eat colors. Help that vibrate your mind. Help it bring out the best in you. Because the best is yet to come. And this is the best time to be alive. So the only reason why we come on and say this, because we want everybody to get what their just due is. We want everyone to get this wealth. But if it come up and they say, well, do you know who you are is as a nationality? What's your nationality before we hand you this check? Please don't say black, Negro, or color, because they might not give it to you. They be like, well, we don't know where that is. And there's nothing in this role that states this. And there's nothing in this Constitution that even gives that. And there's nothing here that gives that neither. So we're sorry. Come back when you can figure out where you origin from, where your origin is. So do your best. Do your diligence for you. Because the prophet brought us everything to save a nation. Now save yourself. Peace and love.